This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports Chaco Cosmetics. We're here at the Media Day in the Yellowstone Hall. We're delighted to be joined with Ronnie Clark. Welcome back to Belfast, Ronnie.
Thank you, yeah.
I was sort of giving you some stats before we started. You were here, the last time you were here was February 2018. I think obviously before you fought Sultan. So you sort of had a wee warm up here in a Mark Lop show before obviously you went and ripped the form book up in a Frank Warren show, but delighted to be back.
Yeah, it was a brilliant, it was a good fight. Like obviously it was Dean Evans, I think.
Dean Evans, yeah, so on.
Dean Evans over here, and just right off the back of that, obviously they gave me the call to say about Barrett. That was a great fight, and just it's good when you always cause the upset. So it's good to be on a fair end of the decision. Like again, being away from home, you kind of expect at that point that probably I was going to get robbed, but I didn't. So
I think he done everything on that night was there for Barrett. They obviously make sure the judges couldn't go the other way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know, you put it on him. But obviously, after the Silver Barrett fight, you were obviously initially planned to be fighting for the British title. You obviously had an injury with your back, which obviously led to even 3 years out of the ring. How's things with the back?
Yeah, so no, it was the injury in my back. It was actually an injury in my neck.
Right.
It was an injury in my neck. Put us out. I refused the surgery, and then just got better, rested, and then I had my opponent broke his rib, so the fight was off, and then it was on, and then it was just a nightmare. Bad point, but positive point as well, because I had like my kids and had time with my kids, and just the back surgery again. It wasn't something, but it was just a microdiscectomy. It was nothing serious, just a bit scraped off my back, and then back to things. Like I've always stayed in the gym, I've always trained, I've always been ready. So just we're back. We're back. Yeah, obviously my fight back was obviously over in Kazakhstan, and it was difficult going to another country. Obviously I knew I had to stop him. I got food poisoning over there. I was beyond ill. So we're here. We'll have this, and it's a brilliant fight. Obviously it's a lot bigger than what I normally fight at, but I'm a big boy.
I was speaking with Sean earlier, and obviously he said it's 8 rounds. What's the weight limit sort of for the fight? Is about 135, 137?
137 it is. So yeah, it's good.
What do you know of Sean? Obviously, with you being a very come-forward fighter, obviously Sean's first career defeat was against Gavin Gwynne. He's always a come-forward fighter. Does that give you more belief in knowing that what Gavin's done to him that you could probably do tenfold? Because obviously you're a more experienced fighter.
I never judge anybody else. I focus on what I'm going to do. I don't worry about what anybody else does. I hope he comes to give a fight and gives Belfast what they want to see. Like it's boxing, it's not running, but I've been doing the miles. I've been running a lot. I never run before a fight, but I'm half expecting that I'm going to have to chase him about the ring. So 8 rounds, obviously again it's kind of in his favour a little bit because I'm quite a slow starter in a fight, but I'm looking forward to it. And Belfast, I love Belfast. It's like I literally come off the ferry 10 minutes ago, and I love this city. Like this is like home for me. So I love the fans, I love the atmosphere. Happy fighter is a dangerous fighter.
And this is your fifth pro fight in Belfast as well. You've never fought in Yellowstone Hall before, so you're obviously looking forward to it. I'm not sure if you've been in and had a look at the venue, but obviously it's very iconic. It's pretty much like York Hall. It's regarded for being etched with history in boxing. Looking forward to obviously giving the fans a really good value for money on Friday night.
Yeah, that's it. I always believe when I fight, I want to give the fans what they deserve. I want the fights to be real, 100%. I'm not into this fighting journeyman or whatever else. So it's a real fight. This is as real as it gets. It's a brilliant fight. Sean's a really good fighter, and hopefully as it is, it's a war.
It's one of them. It's sort of because it's not main event. It sort of gets left behind sometimes. And initially it was announced, I was going, Sean McComb and Ronnie Clark is going to be an absolute war, you know. And
that's going to be the show. This is the fight. This is the show. So this is what this fight's making the show. This fight's going to.
Everybody's going to remember.
They're going to talk about this fight. So it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a fight. whether it's running, there's going to be blood. So, and I just love it. That's what I'm here. I love fighting. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
You're 10 years a pro now. You've obviously, people probably look at this won't think you look 36. You probably look younger, and there's our £5 coming for compliments. But do you look at obviously people like Maxi Hughes, we obviously drew with early on in your career? Do you look at what he's done recently, where he was nearly walking away from boxing and going, gives you an extra added belief?
Yes. I don't like to push my opinion over boxing, but I'm not the whole politician stuff. I don't like. I just like to fight. I like the fights to be real, and there's not a fighter in this world that I wouldn't fight. And when I see stuff like that, I'm happy for the people. If there's fights that could possibly be made, I would love it. And it's not. I don't want to fight these people because I dislike these people. I want to fight these people because I want to give the fans what they deserve. It's nothing to do with me. I would turn around and do it tomorrow for free because I love to fight. This is not a job for me. This is my medicine. I love fighting, so it's just.
And I know you sort of have a back and forth. Sometimes you chat away just on Instagram and stuff when fights are in the talking, and you're sort of going, less talking, just fight, And probably that's what's lost in the sport nowadays. People only talk about a fight for ages, see what the fans think of it before they fight, and just go, just sign the line and just fight and do it the old-fashioned way. If you want to fight, give him a few pound and that'll be it.
Yeah, it's, again, I'm pretty bad with the business side, but yeah, don't talk about it, just do it. Real fights is what everybody's under the impression that the losses or whatever else. In this game, win, lose or draw, if the fight's real and the fans get what they deserve. I don't believe in building people up 10, 15, 20 wins, then fire them in. That's why people get hurt in this game. So I think keep it as real as possible. Obviously with this whole COVID situation, it's forced fights to be more real.
Yep.
And it's brilliant. It's really good. Not that I have anything against journeymen, but I think journeymen should be trying to win. I don't think the whole false persona thing. People should get a fair crack at things if they do win.
I think it's
behind the scenes in boxing,
yeah.
It's not, and I hate to say it, and I get people have to make money and whatever else, but.
The last 18 months has sort of given some journeymen an opportunity to sort of go and surprise someone and get a defeat. Probably surprise hasn't been more of it because some of the journeymen are really good talented boxers. They just refuse to do it and they go, I'll go the distance this week, get paid, and then obviously I'll make sure I don't get any bad cuts and things. So they work the game well, they fight as a journeyman, but there's always come to a point where show us your talent, show us what you've got, show people in the crowd that are saying you're rubbish or you're that, show them what you actually have and put it on someone rather than just taking a beating.
Yeah, I totally get all that.
Boxing is not.
I sit back and I think could I turn up to a show and just get a wage every week and provide for my family? Could I do that?
Not the fighter in you, is it? The fighter just wants to fight back.
Someone in the crowd turns around and says, "Oh, you're rubbish," or my opponent says something out of line, and I go through the gears. Then it's like,
calm down. We're only joking.
It might not really give me good business in the game. So
definitely doesn't. And finally, obviously, how do you see your fight with Sean going on Friday night? Have you any predictions on how?
I never predict a fight. But I do know there's going to be lots of blood. I do know. I know that this is going to be a bloodbath. So, and I'm buzzing for it. I'm genuinely really excited for this one. So,
bring it on.
Tune in.
Definitely. Well, thanks very much for your time, Ronnie, and all the very best for Friday.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.